starting to go to the sea change and tree change, they've started coming back in greater numbers than when they left. There's more people in Melbourne now than there was before the pandemic. And we're trying to stop them. If you read go and search on the AFR, the state government said there was a proposal made by, I can't remember, I think it was the coalition government that said, we've got such a housing problem in Victoria, we need to put a cap on the number of students that are coming in next year. And in last week, I think it was, or the week before, the state government said no cap. So instead of there being 250,000 students that are going to be learning in Melbourne next year, there's going to be 450,000 students that are going to be learning, and they're not going to have to find a home, to find a place to rent is going to be really, really hard. And that is evidenced by, I love the statistic, guys I know run a rental management business, been around for a long time, knew their father. They told me 314 properties in central Melbourne over the last financial year. I met them in August this year. They knew the numbers. They've just done their books, 314 rental properties. I said, how many applications did you get? They said 8,000. 8,000 people go online to rent a property in Melbourne. That's 20 people per one property. The supply is inelastic. So think about us settling this building next year in 2025. Think about us buying it in 2019. We bought it with a permit. We reset the permit, and it's taken us 6 years to deliver it. Demand is elastic. Lots of people coming. Our country and our state of this Victoria is built on growth. More people, more infrastructure, more spending. That's how we do it there, right? So we have 2% population growth, 100,000 people come to live in the state of Victoria every single year, and lots of people from Sydney because it's more affordable and it's easy to get around. Unfortunately, the beaches aren't as nice, but some people don't mind about that, and they move down to Victoria because they can actually see themselves being able to afford their own home, and we have not been able, because of COVID, to supply the demand. So next year is going to be a really interesting year, and I think one of the reasons why we've made the sales that we've made over the course of the last 3 months is because the confidence that the bottom of the market has been reached. We're in a 12-month period between now and settlement. It's easy to understand. 12 months, it's harder to understand when you're talking about 2 or 3 years, so that works. The numbers are real. I think that we all believe that by the time we're settling in September, October next year, that there's going to be a cash rate reduction. And there will be gradual cash rate reductions at that point in time, which will stimulate the market. And we all know that if you are buying something that's brand new right now, that it's $3,000 more a square metre. It's in this state here, everywhere, $3,000 more a square metre to purchase real estate now. So it makes, from an investment perspective, it makes a lot of sense, regardless of the fact that this building is 750 metres away from the hotel grid, which is what we're famous for in Melbourne. It's our CBD grid. It's where most of the jobs are. It's about 1.5 kilometres walk, or say less than 15 minutes walk to where there is more accounting jobs, banking jobs, and legal jobs than any other part of the CBD, right? So the location is good. Okay, I'm going to quickly go through this because I feel like my 10 minutes is almost there, and I haven't even started. Bottom of the cycle is what I mentioned before. Okay, see, I haven't started. 10 minutes is gone. We're seriously undersupplied from a dwelling perspective. Right, I've covered that. Okay, I was getting through it. Our pre-sales rates are far in excess of what we're selling at the moment. We've seen our apartments growth here off the plan from $12,250 a metre to $16,850 a metre in the market. I'll show you that slide in a second. So these guys have assessed the market. If you want to know, anyone wants to know what central Melbourne is trading at the moment, it's 16,850 a metre. Okay, evidenced by this research business. Settled transactions are reselling at rates that support our sales now already. Okay, the market is shifting and it is supporting the rates that we are currently selling at. Hence the reason why we've had so much success over the last 3 months. Next slide, please. We're seeing the average. This is an assessment here of where these prices are going now. $700,000 for a one bedroom. I know that seems cheap here in Sydney, but that's becoming standard in Melbourne. $800,000 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Our 2-bedroom, 2-bathrooms are going anywhere between $1 million and 1.4 at the moment, and they have to. We can't build them for any cheaper. If you're buying a 1-bedroom from us at $1 million or just $1.1 million, you'll never be able to buy it for a cheaper, for a more affordable price. We just can't do it in the future. All of our projects, as I mentioned before, I kid you not, are at least $18,500 a square metre. Next slide, thanks. Keep going. This is actually, for me, this is the thing I really learned something of this, and this is what the point I want to label for a second up there in the information. Yeah. If you look at this is the Melbourne market over cycles, right? And look, see here, peak of the cycle, right? In 2050, this is the last big cycle. You see here, we've gone through this long trajectory of up, down, and lots of downs, because that's when COVID was. We had a 1 in 100 year event during that period of time, which is why the length of the market changing took so long. If you go back here, you might see a sort of a more of a typical kind of down and then up. But if you look at when the market begins to increase here, here, and here, what you'll notice is, on average, nearly 70% of price growth is achieved in a growth cycle in the first 12 months. When it goes, it hits hard, and then it comes up, and it flattens. And where you are at the bottom of the market now, this is evidence to my point earlier. You're at the bottom of the market. It's when smart people start investing in real estate. In Melbourne, that growth occurs fast. It will occur over the next 12 months before it starts playing, right? If you're buying below replacement cost at the moment, even if you were buying in the Melbourne market over the next 12 months at the rates, you'll get the benefit of the growth then between now and the next 12 months than you will in the following portions of the cycle, if this next cycle behaves in the same way, which we think it will. It's already starting to happen now. That's what we're seeing in the market. Keep going to the next slide, thanks. Yep, this is just really underpinning the the number of people that we've got coming in and the lack of dwellings that there is. The only thing, it's a good bad issue, right? It's on a human level, it's not a great issue. There's also an opportunity that actually creates as well. And really, it's just the law of supply and demand. What happens is when there's more demand than supply, I'm telling you guys something really basic, you're going to get growth, right? Rental growth, you're going to get price growth. And the interesting thing, what we've seen is rental rates for a 1-bedroom apartment pre-COVID, 2018, at $450 a week. They're now $650 a week. There's 20% growth that's already occurred pre-pandemic levels. There's more people keeping on coming. This is the only building that settles in central Melbourne next year, right? And there's no student